I'm Rand Burkert. I'm one of the co-coordinators for the Nauset Food and Research Garden, which is next to the football fields at Nauset School. This is some of the produce that we pulled out of the garden this morning, but there are many more pumpkins to harvest. There's grain amaranth, a crop from Mexico and Central America. We're going to be threshing that on a special harvest day dedicated to native crops, Native American developed crops, including corn, squash, and beans. The garden is a multicultural space. We're already experimenting with crops from hotter climates. We have a section dedicated to crops from Jamaica, Puerto Rico, the Philippines. We have bitter melon, which is a superfood grown in the Philippines. So apart from the multicultural aspect, the garden is an experimental space for learning about plants, obviously, but especially about carbon sequestration. We're talking about global climate change. We need to understand plant metabolism. This plant actually, from a tiny seed, has grown this much plant mass in one summer. And we planted it in the garden as a cover crop to grow as much organic matter as we could, and also for the seeds at the top. But this is an example of what plants can do for us when we're addressing climate change. We need to understand annual plants and perennial plants because the more plants we work with and plant in association with each other, the more roots there are in the ground, the more microbial life there is in the ground, the more humus we have accumulating in the soil, the more carbon we're pulling out of the atmosphere. So the purpose of this garden is to grow food for local food pantries, also for the culinary program here at the school, and to interact with students as much as possible. I'm hoping that students will take advantage of this space. This fall, we have 2 months before we lay the garden to rest, and we hopefully bring it back in the spring. But we do need help. We need help with harvesting. We have a potato harvest coming up Monday, the 16th. We'll have a competitive potato harvest, and with musicians present to serenade the harvesters. It's hard work, so it is an athletic event, and we need students to form teams of 3 to 4 students with a name. It will be Monday, the 16th, from 3:15 to 5 o'clock, and it should be very festive and a chance for people to get to know each other. But it's one of our important events this fall, in addition to a special day dedicated to the native crops harvest. And that day will be September 28th, 8:30 to 11 a.m. It's a Saturday, so it's not a school day. And we will be here as volunteers and hopefully meet any students who are interested. We'll be harvesting the grain amaranth, which is going to require us to thresh it, which means probably jumping on it, and see how much seed we get out of it. And then we'll have to figure out how to dry the seed. So it's called Nauset Food and Research Garden because we are doing research. We are learning a lot of things, some of the things we've never done before. We're drawing in experts from the community. The other thing I must say is that we have a famous farmer talk on Thursday, October 3rd. There will be an awning in the garden, and our speaker, Mark Shepard, is world-renowned farmer. He's written the book Restoration Agriculture. He started a farm in western Wisconsin, 110 acres. He planted trees, tree crops, hazelnuts, and it has become a nature reserve. So it is a productive farm. It is also a nature habitat. And the restoration agriculture is applicable here on Cape Cod. So if we can understand that perspective, we can move on and carry that into our actions and hopefully plant many more perennial edible crops that are native to Cape Cod, like highbush blueberry. And as community projects, we can sequester carbon and grow food locally. And my co-coordinator is Gretel Norjo, head of the Orleans Farmers Market, and she should come in here because she really started, I think, the space years ago. So this is just a continuation of work that has been done for many years by Gretel.
Gardening is wonderful. It's my life. I run the farmers market, and I think I've started gardens in a whole bunch of different schools and helped start farmers markets. And I just think food and knowing where your food comes from is so important. So it's great to be able to teach the kids at the school and then have them be able to use the food in the not the cafeteria, but in the culinary department. And we've also gotten donations from Robert Auer, some of the other local farms like Farm Agway has donated seeds for us to use. And Katie, I don't know if you looked at the wheelbarrow, but this is the wonderful result this is the beginning of the harvest.
This is just a symbolic taste of the harvest. We have many more pumpkins in the garden. We have lots of kale, and we need more help to harvest this in this window of opportunity, September, October, and get it to the Harwich family pantry.
Yeah.
So it's a call for all hands. We're going to have availability in the garden. We're volunteers. We will be there. One of us will be there Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday from 1:30 p.m. to 4:30 p.m. So teachers and students who want to use the rotational blocks, students who need service points, and after-school harvests. The Friday afternoons in particular will be harvesting for the Harwich Food Pantry. So anyone who wants to come and volunteer from, say, 3 o'clock to 4:30 on Friday afternoons, our focus will be getting boxes of produce out for the Harwich Food